another wrestling belt review. Well, I mean, it is kind of why I started doing videos. I'm going to do videos other than the wrestling belts, don't worry. So if you already subscribed because you're my friend and you're like, man, I really don't care about the wrestling belts, I'm going to put more stuff on here. There's still going to be like house project videos, dog videos, videos of Sarah being annoyed at me being annoying. But I say that's more her character flaw than mine. So anyways, nonetheless, today I am reviewing the NXT Tag Team Championship belt. Now, I reference my belts a lot in other videos. So you may have already seen this one on screen twice. Now, I gotta tell you, the reason I got this one is because it's my favorite of all the my favorite of all the Tag Team Championship belts. I even got my best friend Tim, shout out Tim, a matching one so that me and him could be matching Tag Team Champions. Yes, I'm a nerd. We've established this. But nonetheless, not a big fan of the dime belts, or the penny belts as I like to call them. And honestly, thought about going with the classic, but I already have the other NXT belts. I wanted to have the full set. Now, this one, it's a very, very simple belt, but I like it. I also like that it kept a very similar design to the original NXT Tag Team Championship. Something that none of the other NXT championships did. The NXT Male Championship and Women's Championship changed significantly from their original counterparts. This one kept the same shape. Really, the biggest thing that changed was the background, in my opinion. Now, that being said, you may have heard me already talk about the side plates. It's just the WWE logo. I'd prefer it be the NXT logo, but definitely not anything to make me not buy the belt. Now, the other thing, this is probably the one thing I would change about the NXT Tag Team Championship. Neither side has the metal end. And you've heard me talk about the metal end before. For me, I like walking around with it on my shoulder. So if I'm going to have one of the belts on my shoulder, I want it to lay down my back as good as possible. Now, this one I've had for a while. I carry it around when I go over to Tim's to watch wrestling because we have matching belts. So this one, I've kind of forced it to be flexible. It is the faux leather, not the polyurethane, so it's not as flexible as the polyurethane. But once again, this is actually a good example, even though I use it in another video as a bad example. This is a good example of your belts can look a little bit better once they're broken in, at least in my opinion. Yes, I like to put them on the shelf, but I also like to be able to pull it out and have it sit on my shoulder like this instead of like this. Now, the bad thing about that is, because I've done that, it basically permanently has a little bit of a bend in it. Like, this thing can't really... If I try to hold it straight, that's what happens, because I've bent it. So that being said, to me it's worth it. I like that when I hold the belt, it kind of goes like that. If it was real leather, it'd be a lot more flexible. The ones you see on TV are a lot more flexible. But definitely one of my favorites. Definitely my favorite current of the tag belts. WWE, if you're listening, you need new Raw and SmackDown Championship tag belts. Make them match the women's belts. Just put them on a red and a blue strap and take away the word women's, because the women's tag titles, in my opinion, look great. They just need to make the men's look better. Fun fact, in case you did not realize, the men's tag team belts on Raw and SmackDown are the only current championships, not counting the 24/7 championship, that does not have a customizable side plate. So WWE, you're a little overdue. I'm saying this as a fan. So nonetheless, this one, really short video. Tag belt, I like it. You should like it, and I don't care if you like it actually. But really, really nice. I do, for the record, think that this is an improved design from the original, just because the original was just a yellow and black background, and this one went a lot different with the textured. But it's really good. So this is the other belt you may have heard me reference in my North American Championship, that if I was going to get one of the Paul Martin send-out straps, it would be for this belt. Part of the reason is because, since it doesn't have that metal piece, it really doesn't weigh down the way that it should. Now, I see a lot of people do this test. I'm not a huge fan of this test. I'm a bigger fan of this test. So, but long story short, when you get it, especially when it's new, it's not going to be super flexible. You will have to break it in. That's just the cold, hard truth. But that being said, I've never, ever had that been enough of a reason for me not to buy a belt. It really haven't. If you like the belt, you like the belt. You don't have to justify it to anybody. But hey, thank you so much. Definitely feel free to like and subscribe this. Please like and subscribe this. If you know friends that are into wrestling belts, share this with them. Hopefully they'll subscribe too. But thank you guys. Hope you have a great day.